This morning I made a written statement to the House announcing that Sir Cyril Chandler will carry out an independent review of the evidence for the impact of standardised tobacco packaging on public health. Tobacco use, especially among children, remains one of our most significant public health challenges. Each year in England, over 300,000 children under the age of 16 try smoking for the first time. Most adults who smoke started before they were 18. As a result, we must do all we can to stop young people from taking up smoking in the first place if we're to reduce smoking rates. We've listened to the strong views expressed on all sides of this House, including when we debated standardised packaging in a backbench business debate earlier this month, to which I responded. Many members then told me that the evidence base for standardised packaging continues to grow and have urged the government to take action. Similar strong views have been expressed in the other place. As a result, I believe that the time is right to seek an independent view on whether the introduction of standardised packaging is likely to have an effect on public health. In particular, I want to know about the likely impact on young people. I've asked Sir Cyril to undertake a focused review reporting in March next year. It'll be entirely independent with an independent secretariat. He's free to draw evidence from whatever source he considers necessary and appropriate. It will be up to Sir Cyril to determine how he undertakes the review, and he will set this out in more detail in due course. As this House will know, Sir Cyril has confirmed he has no links with the tobacco industry. This review is not a public consultation. The government ran a full public consultation in 2012, and these responses will be available in full for the review. To maximise transparency, the Department will also publish the substantive responses received as soon as possible. The government will also take advantage of the opportunity offered in another place by the Children and Families Bill and will table a government amendment to provide a regulation-making power. If the government decides to proceed, having received Sir Cyril's review, this will allow the introduction of standardised tobacco packaging without delay. This government has been consistent in its desire to have an evidence-based approach to public health. We will introduce standardised tobacco packaging if, following the review and consideration of the wider issues raised, we're satisfied that there are sufficient grounds to proceed.
Luciana Berger.
Mr. Speaker, we've seen plenty of U-turns over the last 3 years, but only a government as shambolic as this one could now be U-turning on a U-turn. They haven't so much lost their way on public health, they're running around in circles, Mr. Speaker. Can the Minister answer a straight question? Does she support standardised packaging of cigarettes, yes or no? Does the Minister honestly expect us to believe, in the week running up to this being debated in the other place, with the government on the brink of a humiliating defeat, that this seriously had nothing to do with it? The Minister says we need another review. But, Mr. Speaker, the government have already had a review and the evidence is clear for all to see. Did it not already find that standardised packaging makes cigarettes less attractive to young people? Did it not find that it makes health warnings more effective? And did it not refute the utter falsehood that some brands are safer than others? All the Royal Colleges and health experts are united behind the case for standardised packaging, and I commend everyone who has campaigned for this measure. But isn't it the case that if the lobbying bill goes through in its current form, it will prevent charities like Cancer Research UK from ever raising issues like this in an election year? And don't we have a Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, more interested in listening to Linton Crosby and the vested interests of big tobacco than cancer charities and health experts? So I ask the Minister, what further evidence does she need? What do ministers know now that they didn't already know when they U-turned on this before the summer recess? And why is the government delaying this still further? 79,230 children will have taken up smoking in the 139 days since the government U-turned on standardised packaging in July, and around 70,000 more will have had their first cigarette by the time the review reports in March next year. Mr. Speaker, we should be legislating now, not delaying.